What if I told you that most of the stress you're carrying around every day has very little to do with your job, your finances, or even your circumstances? What if it's actually coming from something much quieter, that constant need to be liked, to be accepted, to feel like everyone approves of you? Just think about it for a second. How many decisions have you made because you were worried about what someone else might think? Maybe you kept your opinion to yourself. Maybe you chose a career that looked impressive instead of one that actually meant something to you. Or maybe you've spent so much time trying to make everyone happy that you've slowly lost sight of who you really are. Here's the thing. The Stoics believed the moment you hand your peace over to other people's opinions, you stop living your own life. You start living theirs. In this video, you'll learn a simple Stoic approach to breaking that cycle. And once you stop chasing approval, you'll discover a kind of freedom most people never experience. The truth is, wanting approval is completely human. Thousands of years ago, fitting into the group meant survival. If you were rejected by the tribe, your chances of making it on your own weren't exactly great. The problem is, our brains still react as if that world hasn't changed. One negative comment, one awkward interaction, one stranger disagreeing with you online, and suddenly it feels like something is wrong with you. But here's what's interesting. Most people aren't spending their day thinking about you. They're too busy wondering what everyone thinks about them. Once that really sinks in, it becomes surprisingly freeing, because you realize you've been carrying a weight that was never yours to begin with. One of the most powerful ideas in Stoicism is also one of the simplest. Some things are within your control. Most things aren't. Your effort? Yes. Your character? Always. Your decisions? Completely. Someone else's opinion of you? Never. And honestly, that's where so many people lose their peace. They spend years trying to manage something that was never theirs to manage in the first place. It's like trying to control the weather. No matter how badly you want sunshine, the rain doesn't ask for your permission. People's opinions work the same way. Some people will admire you, some won't. Some will misunderstand you, no matter how clearly you explain yourself. None of that changes who you are. The real question is this: are you living according to your values or according to everyone else's expectations? Once you stop confusing those two things, life starts to feel a whole lot lighter. Here's something simple you can try today. The next time you're about to make a decision, pause for a moment. Then ask yourself, would I still do this if nobody ever knew about it? If the answer is yes, you're probably acting from purpose. If the answer is no, you might be chasing approval without even realizing it. It's a surprisingly revealing question, because it exposes how often we perform for other people instead of living for ourselves. The Stoics believed character isn't built when people are watching. It's built in the quiet moments, when nobody's there to applaud you. This one isn't easy, but it might be the most important exercise in the entire video. Try sharing your honest opinion without rushing to explain yourself. Wear something because you like it, not because it's popular. Say no when you mean no, without feeling like you owe everyone an explanation. Not to be rebellious, not to prove a point, simply to remind yourself that disagreement isn't something to fear. Every time you're misunderstood and realize the world doesn't fall apart, you loosen the grip that other people's opinions have on your life. Little by little, you stop needing everyone to agree with you, and that's where real confidence starts to grow. But these first two practices are really just the beginning, because the next two Stoic exercises don't just change the way you handle criticism, they change the way you see yourself. Here's something most people never realize. You don't have to respond to every opinion someone has about you. In fact, sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. A lot of us feel this urge to explain ourselves, to defend every decision, to clear up every misunderstanding. But a Stoic doesn't feel the need to do that, not because they don't care, but because they know not every opinion deserves their time or energy. The next time someone criticizes you unfairly, pause before you react. Take a breath. Then ask yourself one simple question. Is there something useful I can learn from this? If the answer is yes, take the lesson. If the answer is no, let it go. That's it. You don't have to win every argument. You don't have to prove everyone wrong. Sometimes protecting your peace is far more valuable than protecting your ego. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that his purpose wasn't to impress people. It was to become a better person. Just imagine starting every morning with that mindset. Instead of asking, "How do I get people to like me today?" ask, "How can I become a little wiser today?" It's a small shift, but it changes everything. You stop measuring your worth by compliments. You stop depending on praise to feel confident. And before long, you start noticing something. Your confidence becomes quieter. Your decisions become clearer. Your happiness becomes more consistent. Because it isn't built on applause anymore. It's built on progress. And no one can take that away from you. Here's the perspective that ties all of this together. When someone criticizes you, you always have a choice. You can let their opinion control your mood, or you can recognize that it simply reflects their perspective. Those are two completely different things. Every opinion is shaped by someone's experiences, their beliefs, their fears, their expectations. It isn't an objective measure of your worth. The Stoics understood that trying to control what everyone thinks is a battle you'll never win. But becoming someone you genuinely respect, that's a battle you can win every single day. The moment you stop asking, "What do people think about me?" and start asking, "Am I living according to my values?" everything begins to change, because your confidence no longer comes from the outside. It comes from within. And that's a foundation no criticism can shake. The truth is, freedom doesn't come from getting everyone to approve of you. It comes from no longer needing them to. Some people will misunderstand you. Some won't like you. Some will criticize you no matter what you do. That's simply part of life. The Stoics accepted that, not because they enjoyed criticism, but because they refused to let it decide how they lived. Now imagine where your life could be 6 months from today. If you stopped asking for permission to be yourself, how many opportunities would you finally take? How many honest conversations would you have? How much lighter would life feel if your peace no longer depended on someone else's opinion? That's the freedom Stoicism points us toward. Not a life without criticism, but a mind that's no longer controlled by it. If this message resonated with you, subscribe for more timeless Stoic wisdom to help you build confidence, discipline, and lasting peace from the inside out. And remember, the day you stop living for other people's approval is the day you finally start living for yourself.